Hey, welcome to Resilient AF Midlife Mama. This is part 4 in my series on executive function and the back to school stuff that's going on. Today we're going to talk about organization. I love organization. It's kind of my jam. So just before we jump into that, I just want to, for anybody who's just popping into these first time, executive functioning is simply the stuff that our brain does that allows us to get shit done. That's it. That's like the basics. People think of it and they're like, I don't know what this executive functioning stuff means. That's really all it means. So it is pretty involved though when you break it down and you look at it. It involves planning and time management. And then that kind of trickles down into some other areas, but I'm not gonna go all the way down there. So, and these different skills play off of each other. And organization is very reliant upon visual memory and spatial skills. So anytime we can color code, label, use checklists or schedules that can best support organization, creating systems, this is all really helpful in supporting those skills. I'm going to give you the top 5 tips that I find are really helpful. This is scratching the surface, friends. This is really like each area. We can dig deeper and deeper. It can get personalized for each individual, for what they need, for the setting they're in, for what other executive functioning skills they're working on. And here's the deal, like, everybody has executive functioning. Some people have challenges with their executive functioning. Many people I know have trouble with organization. Okay, they don't need a diagnosis, they don't need whatever. They have some stuff with their organization. So let's talk about this. Everything has its home. Everything has its place. Okay, so let's talk about this in terms of your student. Where does the backpack live? If they're homeschooling or remote schooling, where does the school bin? Do you have a school bin? Like, where does all that stuff live when it's not in use or when it is in use? Where does it live? What does it look like? What's in it? Create a list. Tape a list on the outside or have a list inside the pocket of the backpack. What should be in it? And every time it gets parked at the end of the day, clear it out. Get the stuff, because I can promise there's stuff in there that doesn't belong in there. Get it out. Clear it out on a regular basis. And then within the backpack or the bin, have a folder, a place to physically put like a homework assignment or something that they're working on, a project they're working on, so that it doesn't end up crumpled and lost in the bottom of the bag. So this is just one, again, scratching the surface, one specific thing that you can do, and that is an example of everything has its home. So declutter. Declutter. Get all the stuff out that is not meant to be there. In the drawers, on the surfaces. Think about the desk. What's on the desk? Like, create a clear space with functional drawers. Sometimes it's helpful to label inside the drawer what each drawer is for. This is where you put these things. And the decluttering, like having the physical workspace, somebody was reading the other day about sacred space, right? So having this desktop area that is like their sacred space where they can really focus on what they need to focus on, this, it trickles over into focus and attention. So getting that clear. Okay, I'm also going to drop in here decluttering their rooms. These are not the kids that you can say, go clean your room. How many of you have said, like, go clean your room, and then you come in and the kid's sitting there like, they don't even know where to start. You need to help them. You need to help them sort, categorize, organize, create a home for everything. And if you have to, label it, color code it, whatever it takes. Okay, don't ignore digital clutter. People, and I would imagine, if you send me pictures of your desktops, most of you are probably guilty of digital clutter. It's so easy because it doesn't take up a lot of space. And most of the time, nobody else sees it. Nobody's looking at our desktops, especially, yeah, like as adults. People don't look at our desktop and, you know. So anyhow, clear the junk out of off the desktop and out of the email. There are services out there that can help with like unsubscribing from the junk mail. Get rid of that stuff. I'm not even going to say who, but someone I know very well has like hundreds of thousands of emails. It makes my blood pressure rise just thinking about it. Anyhow, there's a great tool. It's called the folder. Use the folders. Use them on the desktop. Use them in the Chrome bookmark bar. Organize things so that they're easy to find. Okay, planners. Planners are awesome if they get used. Planners are wonderful if they're organized in a way, if they have a system that is created. So there's a gazillion organizers out there. And some people will order one of every organizer until they find the right one. And I don't know how many people I know who have ordered some kind of planner and they'll use it for a month or two and then they don't. I'm guilty. I've definitely done that. So here's the deal. You have to have a system that works for you. And for kids, it's really important that they are able to capture assignments, have accountability that they captured the assignments. So like at the end of class, having a check-in maybe from the teacher that they have captured the assignment, that box was checked in their planner, and that the actual assignment was written down. And then at the end of the day, checking to make sure that they have all the assignments from all the classes so that they're ready to do whatever they need to do. They need a system for managing their homework so that it not only gets done, but it gets handed in. And for larger projects and studying for tests, also really important to have the planner so that they can learn to estimate how much time it's going to take for them to do things and be able to chunk their time and organize in a planner how they're going to get that work done, how they're going to plan ahead and schedule and take into account other activities that are going on. So it's a multifaceted thing and it requires a tremendous amount of I was going to say scaffolding. Yeah, we could use that word. Scaffolding and support. So, and for some, the physical planner is not great. Some prefer a digital planner. So there are the people who are physical, write on it, pen, paper, and then there are the digital people. So I have become a digital planner person. I like having it on my phone. I like having it on my computer. I like the ease of being able to move things around. And that it's just self-contained. There are a gazillion options available for that too. So in our home, we use Trello boards. We use Trello. We have a family board. I have a homeschool board that I run with my son where we go back and I put the assignments on at the beginning of the week. And he uses the board to learn how to manage his assignments and his time. So he can decide if he wants to do all math one day, he can arrange the board so that he's doing all of his math assignments in one day. He can, if he doesn't complete an assignment, he can move it to the next day. He can totally organize everything on this Trello board, and it's been really, really good for him. And it's been great for me. It's a great way for us to communicate back and forth. So we use the board for something new that I'm starting to do, which is for capturing all the recipes that I have in folders on my desktop, capturing them physically into the planner so that I can then do meal planning. So you can create a whole system around that, which is really fun, and I'm enjoying doing that. So it's really important to me that it's not just the child we're supporting, but the whole family that's getting support, because as the mama, I know that it's a lot when I'm taking care of my own stuff and I'm taking care of my kids' stuff too. So, okay, so I created a course. It's a really brief course on Trello. It gives you the boards that you can use, and I do videos, brief videos that show you how to use them. So there will be a link to that in the space below. And if you are looking for more support from other mamas, Resilient AF Midlife Mamas group on Facebook, and that's still, if you're just jumping on, there are 3 episodes that you can listen to or watch or read on the blog to get caught up on the other things that we've talked about. And I will see you next week. Make it a great week. Bye-bye.